Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room recap for Friday, November the 16th. Sorry, I just got distracted by a post that I saw. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. This is the email address you can use for any questions you might have for me. This is a link to get into our free room, 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. And this is a link for a subscription to Trade Ideas, 15% instant savings with the promo code that is there. I open the room at about 9 o'clock Eastern time every day. That's when I start to share my screen, get live in the mic at about 9:05. I go to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and 3 o'clock on Fridays. Well, what can I say about today? I'm in this one. That's kind of a boring day for me. There were some astonishing movers that I did not take. I am in this one from Holly. Okay, there was the alert at 1592. I actually withstood this, and then this has moved up. So I'm just wanting to see if this can possibly, leave that 16 behind. One of the reasons I liked it was because if you look at the daily chart, to back it out a little bit, you'll see, oops, other way. There you go. Look at that beautiful break, right there. Now it had earnings yesterday also, so that helped it. That helped yesterday for the earnings. And then it's, today it's taken this out. But more importantly, when you look left, and you'll hear me say that all the time in the room. I love that void. So just, obviously I'm not hoping. I mean, it's just a matter of I have a stop in place. But if this can at all just leave that 16 behind and start to fill in this void a little bit, it'd be a nice trade from Holly for me today. I did take another Holly trade that, as I was saying to the guys, what is it? Was Revy, I think. Where are you? Reggie. I must be tired or something because I took this trade right there at 26.16, and there was the alert I think at 26.20, and I took it at 26.16. I got stopped out. I thought I sold everything, but I only sold half, accidentally only selling half, which was a good thing because then I was able to sell the other part up here. So basically it was a wash trade for me. So, but those are, I made another order entry mistake earlier this week. I think it was ASUR or something. I can't remember. It was some stock that I thought I was going long on, and I actually shorted it. So anyway, I must be getting tired. So I'm glad Friday afternoon is here. Now we've had some astonishing moves today. This one, and a big kudos to Julian for pointing this one out very early in the room. It was, no, I can't remember the name of, here we go, NGVC. Look at this one, NGVC. Look what it has done. This has not cared. This has been the SPY action, all right? So the market open weak. There's the pre-market action. And then I shouldn't say open. This is the pre-market. It opened strongly, started to move up, and then the pullback, and then a huge candle right there. Starting to pull back a little bit. But look at this one. This is what you call your alpha stock. It didn't care. These 15-minute candles also. It didn't care what the SPY was doing. Little modest pullback there. A beautiful red bar ignored right there. That's a beauty. We have an upward trend. We have a red bar totally engulfed by the previous green candle, and then the resumption. Okay, we call that a red bar ignored, kind of saying, okay, there's the trend up, a little pause, let's ignore, and it gets ignored, and the trend continues. But that is just one heck of a great earnings play today. And we had some other ones on this. Again, if you want this, you just have to ask me for it. But the continuation or reverse, gap continuation or reverse. So look at a mat. So released earnings after hours yesterday. Okay, that's that mauve area. Reaction not good, excuse me, obviously. There's the tan area, continuation down. And, NVIDIA, I want to see if NVIDIA actually recovered. Yeah, NVIDIA did not recover. I thought, most of the chips were down. NVIDIA released after hours. It's done nothing. I mean, it's down 20%, down $38. But stocks like a MAT, which I don't know if exactly the same sector, but or maybe the sector, but I don't know if it's exactly a chip maker. I don't know enough about that company, but looks like provides manufacturing equipment services and software to semiconductors. So it's in the sector. But anyway, the bottom line though is that if you look at the, let me just back this out a little bit over here. So this is what this is trying to find: gap down and reverse. So the gap down, remember the gap is from yesterday's low, so there's the gap down. So it opens way down as a gap, and then the reverse. You see what's happened? It just reversed. And there were, this is something that I'm just sort of looking at again. I used to have this one up all the time. It'd be interesting for me to see what happens next week, because a lot of these gappers are because of earnings. Stock releases earnings, and there's either a big positive reaction or negative reaction. Next week, we only have 300 companies or 350 companies or so releasing earnings. Now, the other thing, though, is that a lot of it will be compacted probably into the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Next Thursday, I believe, is the American Thanksgiving, so it's closed. And Friday, half a day, probably very few companies are going to release earnings on that day. So we'll probably we'll get some earnings plays Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Not as many companies release Monday morning. So anyway, the long-winded explanation of wondering how many of these will we actually get. But I did say in the room that we may not get very many, but that'll allow us to concentrate on the few that we do get, to see whether or not, this is the reverse, right? Gap up and reverse. Here's the gap up on earnings, the gap up. There's even though there's the open and it moved down, but remember, it's the gap up from yesterday's close and then the reverse. So very, very interesting window scanner. So if you want it, all you have to do is ask me for it. All right, everybody, that is it. I'm going to get back into the trading room, close this chart down, and bring back the capture program. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll open the room 9 o'clock Monday morning. So I hope to see you in the trading room then. Bye-bye.